I was doing a film in Mexico, and I got a call from my agent that they were sending me a script. And at the same time, I had been offered to go back and do a play back east. And I was juggling which was better. You know, I should be going back to my roots, go back to the theater and do this play, or do this thing called Back to the Future. And I waited and finally said, okay, let's give it a shot at this.
I'm Dr. Emmett Brown. I'm standing on the parking lot at Twin Pines Mall. It's Saturday morning, October 26, 1985, 1:18 a.m. And this is temporal experiment number 1. Come on!
It's just always that thing, you know, you just know he's right.
When an actor melds into the role so well that you can't imagine any other actor playing the role, that's perfection.
I felt I had an immediate kind of lock on Doc Brown and what he was about and who he was and how he looked and everything. It just sort of fit right into place.
I remember when this was all farmland as far as the eye could see. Old man Peabody owned all of this. He had this crazy idea about breeding pine trees.
Boy, you look in Chris's eyes, and they're like these big manic, you know, bulbs. And you look, and he's just like...
You can't imagine, say, Jeff Goldblum, who was a second choice for Doc Brown. You can't imagine him anymore playing the character.
There were two people that were kind of my role models. One was conductor Leopold Stokowski, and he had a great mane of white hair that went back from his head. He had a very defined profile, and the other was Albert Einstein.
What Chris Lloyd is able to do is embody a character like that with such purity and truth that you completely believe it.
Doc Brown is a guy who discovers new worlds of thought and invention and is constantly coming up with new concepts all the time.
He was able to perform a function that any story needs, particularly a fantasy story or a complicated story like this, which was to get at the exposition. What we call, you know, actors call laying the pipe. But Bob was able to write and then cast that role in such a way that you could get all this exposition out. And it was an amazingly entertaining way. You know, you have this guy go, 89 gigawatts, blah, blah, blah. It just rattled this stuff out. And it's fun to watch. And at the same time, you're going, oh, wait, now I get it. And it was amazing storytelling.
As far as he's concerned, the trip was instantaneous. That's why his watch is exactly 1 minute behind mine. He skipped over that minute to instantly arrive at this moment in time. Come here. I'll show you how it works.
I guess what I learned in the theater was how to take, what you have to do in a play. You learn the whole play before you ever put it on stage. You have to study the sequence of the scenes and how the character evolves from moment to moment.
All right, kid. You stick to your father like glue and make sure he takes you to that dance.
It's funny, you put full faith, full trust in this guy who's completely insane.
The so-called Dr. Brown is dangerous. He's a real nutcase.
That's such a typical thing to do as a teenager. Somebody will tell you like the most insane thing, but you don't know any better. You go, yeah, okay, let's get in and go, you know, and off you go, and sure enough it works, you know.
Doc? Don't say a word.
Actors either have this innate timing, this comedic timing and dramatic timing, or they don't.
Quiet. Quiet. I'm going to read your thoughts.
It turns out that Michael and Chris both react and respond and take beats that are perfect.
1.21 gigawatts!
Well, the connection with Doc Brown is kind of like this Arthur and Merlin relationship, and he can always make this magic happen.
What the hell is a gigawatt?
And I knew physically what I was going for, and I just endeavored to try to make him as real and as possible, even though he was pretty far out. You know, keep him grounded and find his humor and what drove him.
You know, because Michael is so short and Chris is so tall, it was very difficult to put them in the same frame. So I always had Chris asking Chris to bend down to talk to Michael. And that became sort of his signature kind of posture in the movie. He just did it. He was always like kind of like getting down around and underneath, like the way Lyndon Johnson would talk to people, you know.